To another exciting episode of I Got This Card for My Mother's Birthday. Not that I don't know if she'll even get it. You know, her birthday's on the 5th, and you know, she's in a nursing home. She has Alzheimer's. I'm surprised when we went down there. You know, she had never met Carolyn before, and she had never seen me with a beard this, well, it wasn't this long, it wasn't a foot long at the time, but it was close. Yeah, and so we go in there, you know, and I'm walking down, we're both, you know, walking down the hall. I mean, honestly, I don't think she had the slightest idea who I was. Until we got to her, and I said, you know, hi Mom, I'm your son. And as we were leaving, one of the techs was taking her to her room, and she said, that's my husband.
Well, almost. Not quite right, but...
Yeah. I mean, my aunts up in Canada, they say, well, I used to look very similar to my dad. My dad was the only boy. But anyway, you know, it's like, my mother was a capital B, but now that she's sick, I actually have sympathy for her. It's strange how things like that happen. But see, I'm not sure the nursing home actually, because I've sent her cards, like cards and postcards as well, and when we went down there wasn't anything like that in her room.
Well,
you know, so
in a drawer or something.
Yeah. So I hope she gets this. You know, I mean, is she gonna understand it? Probably not. But it's the thought that counts, like, you know. So anyway, I've been wanting to start walking again. And now it depends on the weather. I can't just go out there and walk. And I am dense. Okay, I'm freaking dense. I'm thinking, oh well, I can't get down to the trail because there's too much snow. Well, yeah, the way I've been going down to the trail, or that I had been going down to the trail over by the school, no, I can't get down to the trail over there. Could I get up on the other side of the trail? I don't know. Probably, maybe not. I don't want to say probably, but maybe not. You know, I actually did it a couple of times, and it was very icy and snowy, and I decided it was probably not a good idea to go that way. Like when I go into the post office.
It's probably still slick because everything's been melting and refreezing and melting and refreezing. And
when we moved the car, was it yesterday or the day before?
Oh, yes.
Yesterday,
I think.
What?
I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday. There was ice under the car an inch thick.
We had a very hard time moving it.
Yeah, it definitely took some effort. And but then, you know, I'm like, you know what? I can walk down to the depot to get to the trail. Duh. I don't know why I didn't think of that. So, and I mean, I'm not even going to try going down there to the school to get down to the trail because
it's all downhill all the way. You'll slide down all the way.
Yeah, and it's steep. I mean, part of it is steep. So, but you know, if I go down to where the depot is, I can go in either direction down the trail.
And it's a trail, you know.
Yeah,
it's not like it's paved or something.
And my wife was telling me today that the snowmobile that we see out there at the convenience store, he has, what does he pull behind him?
It's some sort of weighted thing that smooths out the snow on the trail.
So you can walk on the trail. I mean, you know, when we go over the bridge going to the post office, you can see the trail.
He kind of packs it down and smooths it out with it.
So you can tell that the trail's walkable. But the issue is getting to the trail and getting off the trail. But walking down to the depot, then it's fine. Now, I don't know how much of the trail he grooms. You know, I mean, it's possible he only does a small portion. It's possible he only goes in one direction. I have no idea. And he has a pretty big snowmobile.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
long.
Yeah, and so I wonder if it's a real powerful one, so he can pull that thing behind him.
It looks like it has a pretty, like it carries a lot of weight on its own.
So I don't, because see, what I used to do is walk down the trail going south, and then I had started going the other way, but I haven't gone very far in the other direction. Going south, I've gone all the way to the lake, not the town lake, but I mean, there's some other lake, like a mile or so down the path. But I'd like to go fishing down there. I saw people pulling out some big bass out of that lake. I mean, I'm like, oh my gosh.
They're probably the fish that nibble at the hook and never bite it, you know, they're smarty pants.
Yeah. And I'm like, kind of like, I'm like, oh my. You know, it's like, Ed Bassmaster, you out there, man? You want to come out here and go fishing with me? He lives in Philly, so. But he gets around. But anyway, so I like exploring. I mean, you know, and we've gone together. Sometimes that's what's nice. Is sometimes we go together.
Well, and if you go at certain times of year, the mosquitoes threaten to carry you off.
Yeah, well, our mosquitoes here are once that Mosin, we had just finished target practice, and we were walking down the trail going south together, and this mosquito came and picked her up by her shoulders.
No, not really, but
it took 40 rounds. And I hit her in the leg once, but it just grazed her, and I missed several shots, but I finally, it let go of her, but it was still alive. That's how big our mosquitoes are. Anyway.
No, it's just that they swarm.
Yeah, they swarm. I did not.
Flocks of mosquitoes.
Yeah, I did not think, because it's so cold up here. I thought, you know, it would just freeze them to death in the winter, but no. You know, I mean, it's almost as, well, actually, I'd say it's even worse than East Texas. And East Texas is bad for skeeters. You know, so I'm like, my. So, you know, I actually would rather walk, you know, now that my wife mentions the mosquitoes, I would rather walk now in the cold than walk when it's swarming with mosquitoes. I mean, it's really unpleasant. Even if I have a bottle of it here, and this is actually pretty good stuff. But
I'd rather not fall and break something on the ice either.
Yeah. This is mosquito stuff. You know, I mean, I slather my body in this stuff, and other, like off. We have a can of off, and
Bug Guard.
Bug Guard. I mean, you can slather your body, and they still will get you.
You almost have to make yourself so slick that they slide off.
Yeah, that's how bad it is. I'm not joking, people. I mean, that's how bad it is up here.
We actually, when it comes around the spring season, we buy fly tapes because we get so many critters in the house.
Yeah.
That they just like change them every 2 or 3 weeks, and isn't it?
Yeah, because we have
flies and mosquitoes and gnats stuck to them, and
you know, what are those moths? The pantry moths.
Gray moths.
Yeah, we have these pantry moths that are.
They're very small gray moths that hardly ever land on anything, so trying to kill them is.
Yeah, but they'll get in your food and they'll lay their eggs.
Yeah.
And it's and then you have to throw everything out.
Well, he lost a bag of masa to them.
Yeah. I mean, it was like webs inside that bag of masa.
We made the mistake of opening it, and moths start flying out in every direction. It's like, ah!
So.
It looked like a moth colony inside of there.
So, anyway, so.
I guess they don't. Up here, they don't chew on the wool; they eat the food.
Yeah, because we don't find them in our clothes.
And we don't have a lot of wool, but still.
We do have some, but.
I've always heard that they're bad to find it.
But, ooh. Sorry, I just got a headache. I took this beautiful woman over here to hospital last night. Thankfully, things, as far as we know, things are okay. I still worry about something. But like she was saying, you know, she drinks diet soda, I drink regular soda, but she was saying
I
that
keep having intermittent pain in on my left side, and I'm wondering if it's kidney having fits.
that's what I worry about, because she has diabetes. And
yeah, I know there's a lot of salt and caffeine in diet sodas, but you try giving up your main source of caffeine.
yeah.
See how well you function.
So
You'll be hanging onto the coffee pot for dear life. I have to fry it out of your hands.
So hopefully I finally got the things I wanted to, not everything, but I got most of the things that I wanted to get Carolyn for Christmas on Amazon. I hope the order went through, or if it hasn't gone through yet, that it goes through.
Weird.
Yeah, Amazon does not always.
They're slow to process things.
Yeah, I mean, I was early this morning. I put that order through, and when we got home at like what, 4 or 5 o'clock?
Yeah, about 4:30.
4:30, and I went on Amazon, and I don't think everything had been processed. I'm like, you know, you need to just process it right then and there. And a paperback swap, I bought some credits, and they process it right then and there. You go to the store and you buy something, they process it then and there. You're not waiting 2 or 3 days. You know, that's my only issue with Amazon. But we went to, what's the junk store called? The Red Barn?
The Red Shed.
The Red Shed.
Red Shed.
The Red Shed here in Troy, and bought a used circular saw, which I've been wanting, and a used power drill, which I've been wanting, and bought an Alice pack, although it doesn't have the straps. It had the shelf that goes with it, but I didn't think when I was grabbing it, so we didn't get the shelf.
Was that the other part of it, the frame like?
Well, I got the frame, but there's
like a metal frame.
Yeah, you know.
I mean,
there's a shelf that you can put on the bottom so you can carry heavier loads.
I didn't know what the other part was.
Yeah. And it doesn't have straps or a waist belt though.
But
so.
It wasn't cheap either.
No, actually it cost a lot more than I was trying to get it for $5, but he wouldn't take it for $5. We wouldn't give it to us for $5. But then we went to the hardware store, and I was going to buy a tool bag. Okay, but you know, we have to save money, so we're going through, and I had forgotten all about. They have these aprons you can put on like 5-gallon buckets, and that's cheaper to buy the bucket and the lid, because you actually have to pay for them separately.
I think it's about $5 or $6 together, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And then you get the apron that you put on there. And that saved about a third from what it would have cost to buy the bag. And you know, the bag itself would still collapse. You know, I mean, because it has pockets on the inside and outside. And you put the things in the pockets, well, it's going to collapse. And inside, everything's going to go to the bottom, of course, because that's the way it works. But in the bucket, it's firm. So you put things on the side and it stays stationary or whatever.
And you can put the lid on top of the bucket and like sit on it or something.
Yeah, and they also have inserts, and we didn't buy these. I don't know if we will eventually or not, but they're inserts you can put inside to like sort nails, screws, bolts, washers, and stuff like that.
Wouldn't you be able to sew them though with a sewing machine?
These are hard plastic.
Oh.
Yeah. But we could probably
like canvas or
yeah,
something thick fabric, thick strong fabric.
We can't find Burt's Bees wax or Burt's Bees in a tin like this anymore. We looked at more than a couple of stores today.
Well, I told him they may have changed the formula and put it into tubes instead of tins. Yeah,
because they have it in the tubes, but you know, this is what I like, so.
Well.
You know, because you carry it in your pocket, it doesn't smush, you know.
You have to check online for it too.
Oh, that's a good idea. So anyway, this video is now it is 15 minutes long. Lucky, would you like an onion? Lucky will eat just about
He's
anything.
funny.
He ate
comical though to watch him.
Yeah, he ate oranges the other day. Not a whole lot, but I mean a couple of bites. He just ate a piece of lettuce.
Well, it just gave me some vitamin C.
Yeah. So
He doesn't want to get the flu.
no, he doesn't. So anyway, folks, this has gone on for over 15 minutes now. So I will say adieu and have a good night. Bye bye.